what you see is what you get. I am not going to, especially now. Especially now, why ever would I audition when I've got the highest award that you can get in this business called acting? And why would I do that?
Right.
Because once I do that, I devalue me. If you can't look at my work and say, that's what we want, then no, thank you.
Right.
Like they'll call, they'll send emails and they'll say, what's Monique availability? None of your business. I don't know you. So you just going to send an email and want to know what's my availability. I'm offer only. I am offer only. So again, we got to be careful what we say yes to. What Sidney Poitier say? It's not how many times you say yes. Mm-hmm. It's how many times you say no. And the moment our baby auditioned, they got set up for no trailers. They got set up for no food. They got set up for no drivers, because now in their mind, they think you're desperate.
Right.
So when Oprah does the one-on-one with Taraji and she begins to run down her credits, the great Taraji P. Henson, then why ever would you allow the audition to happen? Mm-hmm. Why ever would you allow that? Why wouldn't you go to that studio and say,
she doesn't have to.
She doesn't have to. I handpicked them. So either our sister's not as powerful as we believe she is, or either there's not the concern that she tries to make it look like it is.
But you turn a couple of appearances on Moesha into the Parkers.
This is how the Parkers happen. Normally you shoot a pilot.
Correct.
Right?
Yes.
And the pilot, they decide whether or not they're going to do the show from the pilot. Right?
Yes.
Okay. Countess Vaughn and I, when I go to a meeting with a guy named Larry Little at Big Ticket Television, and at the time my agent was a woman named Susie Unger. They're trying to sell a talk show.
Yes.
We have a meeting. He says, listen, I don't need her to do a talk show, but if she can act, she has her own show. My agent said, of course she can act. Well, she didn't know if I could act or not, but I said, damn it, of course I can act. They brought Countess Vaughn into that meeting. That was at 1:00. By that evening, they were negotiating the deal for the Parkers. The way they introduced the character, because they always talked about Kim's mother on Moesha. Right. They introduced Nikki Parker in an episode of Moesha, which was the pilot spinoff to the Parkers. There was never an audition. There was never any of that.
So now all of a sudden you got your own sitcom.
Shut up. Come on now.
You go home and you like, from Bmore, Maryland, from what I went through to this.
Yes.
Are you looking around like, damn it, I knew this. I knew this day was gonna happen.
Yes. 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 And you know how you know something as a child? Mm-hmm. Like, did you know you were going to play professional
Yeah, absolutely.
football? I knew it, Shannon. I knew it. Like, I knew as a child, and I say this humbly, I knew the world would know my name. Like, I knew that.
Right.
So once you in it, you be just like, I still can be in a supermarket and somebody say, Monique, is that you? And I still can tear up because I'm like, I'm here.
Right.
I remember when I got my first parking lot at the Parkers. Mm-hmm. I didn't know I had a parking space. And they would send out emails to say, if you're here for the Parkers, park outside the gate. That's how naive I was. When you asked me, was I naive? Mm-hmm. So I would park outside the gate. Even though I'm one of the stars of a show, baby, they said if you with the Parker, because there's no 101. There's no Hollywood 101. There's no introduction. They just say go and you're supposed to get it. Yeah. So I would walk across the parking lot all the way over to the set, to the stage, till a brother named William Tripp was in a golf cart one day. He said, Mo, what you doing? I said, going to the set. He said, why are you walking across the parking lot? I said, oh, because they said if you with the Parkers, you got to park outside the gate. That brother laughed, but it was a brotherly laugh. Mm-hmm. He said, come here, baby, let me show you something. And I got on that golf cart, and he drove me to my parking space that had my name on it. That was a moment for me. Like I'm pulling up to a studio, and that's my name. That's the little fat black girl from Baltimore, Maryland, who was in the slow class. That's the little fat black girl from Baltimore, Maryland, who didn't have a lot of friends. A lot of people didn't want to deal with me. But that's my name on that parking space. Now, do you see why I fight like I fight? Mm-hmm. because it's all possible. But what happens is we then lose ourselves in the possibility of what we're getting. And now we're too afraid to lose it. So all the principles, all the morals, all your values, they don't go away. You just push them to the side because you know what it's like not to have gas money. So I'll just, I just go ahead and do that a little bit.
Right.
My soul won't let me do that.